Oh my God.
Hello, everybody.
Oh
We're
my
back.
God. We're back. Jeez.
We're back. Dude,
It's
can
been
you
a while. We were
imagine?
just saying it. The last time we did this was in November.
Yeah, I know. Like, these people probably got their house like half done and like, oh, I can't wait for them to come back and finish.
Jeez. I don't know if you've ever had any like work done on your house, like construction work or whatever, but it's not too far from the truth, honestly. Like, especially
Yeah.
if you're getting like something kind of big done that you need a bunch of different people to come in for.
Oh yeah. No, my
just-
parents had that happen. It took like 2 months.
Oh God,
It was
the worst.
so bad. Yeah.
Yeah. So these guys, waiting for like 6 months to have the rest of their house clean,
Mm.
it's the way it goes sometimes. They
Yeah.
just gotta accept it.
It's really just life.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. Which,
It is.
I mean, that's probably part of the reason we haven't recorded in so long. Life happens. You get health problems, you get family things, you get work
Yeah,
stuff.
I was thinking about that today because I thought you said that you had some health stuff recently, but I couldn't remember if that was the case or not. But
Yeah, I had a lot of neck issues. So I strained
Right.
my neck, and then I was getting neck physical therapy, and I strained my neck again, and it
Wait,
was just
so
a bad
did you-
time.
did you strain your neck from playing too much League of Legends and getting angry as well?
I don't think so, but
Okay,
I think years of playing League of Legends like really didn't help.
Yeah, I guess it'll do it to you, right? It's like-
Yeah, just
it's
the
a-
posture, the stress.
I was talking to chat today, and they told me their update on you for me was you play League of Legends, and you've also been playing vanilla WoW hardcore.
I've
as well.
played.
Is this true?
So I've played a little bit. I've been leveling with my friend in Vanilla WoW Hardcore, and
Right.
I've dabbled here and there. But one thing I did, it's actually the thing I was recording audio for before we started recording here, which is I got a level 1 character from the top of Eastern Kingdoms all the way down to Booty Bay.
What, like on a glider, like a parachute or something, or
No,
you
like
ran the whole way?
I ran, but I kept being like, I wonder if you can run. And then I realized I don't think you can run. So I swam.
Oh man.
Yeah, I swam
What, just
the
skirting
entire
around
way.
like the like the out of bounds stuff, like
Yeah,
like
pretty
when you start
much.
to-
It was
Jeez.
it
How
was
long did that take?
a couple hours. So I was like,
Yeah, I
I
can
wonder.
imagine.
Well, I was like, it'll be a funny video because I've been wanting to do those types of videos. That's like kind of the thing now. Everyone makes these like video essay style videos.
Right.
And they're just like, what would it be like if I ate 55 hot peppers and went for a run in Indiana? And then you're like, I don't know. And then they just show you. So
Right.
my whole thing is like, what would it be like if a level 1 hardcore character made it across the world? Because everybody's like done the normal thing where it's like, oh, I got my
wait,
normal.
So you were level 1 and you ran across the whole thing.
Correct.
Hardcore. So if you died, you would have had to restart your run.
Exactly. So
And
that
did you
was
level
the,
up at all from just discovery, like along the way, or?
I did get the level 2.
Okay.
And
Nice. Congratulations.
yeah. And then
I mean, it's hardcore too, right? That's
Yeah.
a pretty big achievement.
Yeah, so that was the thing. It was like, even with swimming, there's sharks in that water, all right? If
Yeah.
you get killed, like even after an hour and a half of swimming, you got to swim all the way back and just
Oh,
do it again.
Man,
So
I don't.
it was something, but I did it, and then I made a
Good.
video out of it. So it's a pretty
has-
fun
and-
video.
But the video isn't out yet,
No, I'm recording the
So
audio for it.
so you're potentially spoiling it. You gotta get
little
your.
bit.
You gotta line up your ducks here, big time. You don't want
Yeah.
this to go out first, and then everybody will know about your big feet.
Yeah,
Not like your actual feet,
feet, yeah.
feet like feet.
yeah,
And jeez.
yeah. It's I'll probably
really
launch
spoil
that one
things
this weekend. So it should be,
Nice.
and I'll upload this next week. So
So
It'll be fun.
is this the same sort of trend as, and I don't know because I haven't really watched many of like the videos that you described, like
Yeah.
somebody eating 50 peppers and running across all of
Yep.
Indiana or whatever.
Mm.
But on Reddit today I saw that some guy is some YouTuber is potentially going to get 20 years in jail for purposely crashing a like a small airplane for a video. Like,
Oh, I think
I
I
don't know.
heard that.
I guess the challenge was he had to, jump out of a moving plane or whatever, but he did it by himself. So the plane crashed into what looked like some canyons. I don't know, but like,
Oh,
fuck, that's kind of dangerous, right? Like,
that is pretty dangerous. That's the
yeah,
thing is like some people push it too far.
yeah.
And they're doing it for the content. But even then, like there used to be those prank videos, remember?
Yes,
Where they were
yeah.
just like, "Oh, got you with a prank," but they would just like, "I knocked out my friend with a frying pan prank," and it's like,
Yeah.
it's not really a prank. You just fucking knocked them out.
Yeah. So it's like it's kind of continuing that sort of, not the prank so much, but
Mm.
like these, it's like a challenge, right? It's like kind of
Yeah,
an interesting challenge, maybe a challenge that nobody else has tried before.
yeah, it's pretty much like that. Like I've got numerous other challenges lined up,
Right.
but nothing involving jail time, so that's
No.
good.
Well, not that you know of, at
Yeah, not
least,
that I
right?
know of, or
Yeah.
maybe in a different
You're
country or
not
something.
setting out to for jail time, but
Yeah,
if it happens, there might be a couple of views in there as
that's
well,
true.
right?
Yeah, it's what a time to be alive.
What a game, eh?
Yeah, what a game. How about you? What have you
Jeez.
been up to?
Well, I haven't really been up to anything interesting. I mean, I play video games all day, every day, still,
Right.
much like last time we talked.
Yeah.
But the game's changed. I think last time I talked to you, I was probably playing the WoW expansion because that was what came out around the time
Yeah.
we last recorded. When we're both fans of WoW, or have been, or
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, the latest expansion was, when I played it, I thought it was pretty good. I
Yeah,
enjoyed
I've
it.
enjoyed it a lot.
I was playing it a lot, and I'm still keeping up somewhat with like what's going on. I saw that there's like a new raid and
There's a new
some
zone.
new patches. There's a new zone and stuff.
Yeah.
But I might get back into it at some point. Like
Yeah.
I'm kind of like a seasonal gamer,
Yeah, I feel that.
Summer's coming up. Summer I usually play lots of like management style games and stuff,
Hmm.
and then going into like fall, winter, I seem to hate myself more, and then I'll play lots of competitive online stuff
Yeah.
and get really really mad as
No,
well.
yeah, that
And
makes
the
sense.
older I
It's-
get, the more angry I get at that side of gaming.
Yeah, it's
So,
like the hibernation anger.
yes, yeah. So, but recently I've just been playing a lot of RimWorld. Before that, I was playing a lot of Hitman 3. Did you see that that freelancer mode that came out for Hitman 3?
I've actually
It's like,
never played Hitman 3.
Oh my gosh.
Or I've never played a Hitman game.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I was in the same boat as you.
All right.
And people just kept saying, "Come on, play Hitman. You won't regret it. It's so great." I downloaded. I don't know if you remember when Hitman 2 came out. You used to be able to play, and probably still can, to be able to play the first map for free. It was like kind of like a demo built into the game.
I
And it was
think
like
I do remember that.
it was the first mission, and it was like a kind of like a really nice beachside house that you infiltrated at night.
Hmm.
So I downloaded it, tried it out, just didn't really like it. Like, I couldn't get to grips with it. I just thought, you know what, maybe this game isn't for me. I don't really want to play it or whatever. And
Right.
then chat convinced me. They're like, no, you have to. It's the best game. You have to play it. You'd love it. Just give it a chance. So I was like, fine, I'll give it a chance. And then like 600 hours later, man, I played so much Hitman 2, and then Hitman 3. I didn't bother playing, even though I wanted to, but I kind of slept on it. But this freelancer mode came out, which is like this roguelike. You get your own mansion that you can kind of upgrade as you go. You pick the missions you want to go on. It's really hard. You've got to pass 14 missions in a row, or you sort of like ruin your run. You got to restart again from the start. Oh man, it is good. If you're ever looking for something to play, I
Like,
highly
what do?
recommend it.
You're a hitman.
Yeah, well, you are a hitman. Yeah, your mission will be to kill like one or several targets,
Right.
and there's different ways to do it. Like the maps are just these big open kind of fun murder sandboxes.
Hmm.
And you can kill innocent bystanders and steal their clothes, disguise yourself to get into like harder areas or whatever, or you can just there's like challenge modes built into it. You get more points for doing things smart and slickly, and where people don't see you do it and stuff like that. And
Right.
you can you can do these sort of like pacifist modes where if you kill the target in like an accident, you electrocute them or something like that, and it
Hmm.
looks like an accident, doesn't count as a kill. So you can get like achievements and points, and like there's billions of achievements in it. If you like
I
that kind
see.
of thing, it's fun. It is super fun. The freelancer mode is really fun too.
Huh.
So yeah, I played a bunch of that.
All right. Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
thinking about different games to play because I've kind of been stuck in my gaming rut.
Yeah. What,
So,
just like League of Legends and
well, I did some League and I do WoW and then a lot of Kaizo Ironmon. I don't know if you ever played that.
Kaizo. Okay, is this a Pokemon thing?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Chat were telling me about this as well. Apparently, you play a lot of hardcore Pokemon. I
Yes.
am not a Pokemon person at all. I don't think I've ever played any Pokemon games. So
All right, you probably wouldn't enjoy it then.
it's lost on me.
Yeah, it's essentially Pokemon, but extremely random and extremely difficult in terms of just annoying things.
Right.
So
And this is because you played so much Pokemon and became such a master. You're just looking for new challenges. Just love Pokemon so much.
not
What
really.
you
I
need-
more so just enjoy dumb challenges.
Right. Okay.
So it's
Fair enough.
plus it's like older Pokemon. It's like the first 3 generations. I'm not a
Right.
big like new Pokemon person.
What's the difference between? Okay, is Geodude considered
He's a
old
first
Pokemon?
gen. He's very
first
old.
gen, right?
Yeah.
Right. And do you see him much, or do you think it's like kind of boring?
I mean,
Like,
I like him.
Yeah,
I think he's a good guy.
it's one of the only ones I know, honestly. Like, I know Weedle and
Yeah.
Geodude and Pidgeotto.
Yeah,
Is
Pidgeotto.
it Pidgeotto and Charizard, and that's about it.
Yeah,
honestly.
you know all the Gen 1
Okay.
Pokemon. There's like 800 gens now. There's like, they got like a trash can Pokemon. They got like Wibble Wabble. There's like so many. Like I can't keep up with that. Plus they've changed a lot, the like story. So plus I just like the old ones because it's a bit nostalgic, and I also just like the Game Boy feel. You know?
Yeah. Oh, do you play it like on your Game Boy?
Well, I play it using my official Game Boy modded Advance that allows me to play it with a keyboard on a
Game Boy
computer.
Advance. What? Like not the old gray one? The old gray brick?
No, this one.
The
Well, it's
first one?
Pokemon Fire Red. That's the specific
Oh.
thing you have to play it on. And
Right.
you know, I would say I would probably be playing it on an emulator if that was legal, which I don't know if it is, so I don't. But if I
Right.
did, that's what I would use conveniently.
Yes.
So that's what I do. And then people come in and they're like, how can I play? And I'm like, I'm just using my modded Game Boy Advance. And they're like, wow, how'd you do that? And I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
yeah, it's fun. But the whole thing is, it's like really like every Pokemon you get, like, you know how in Gen 1, like you probably know this, you get one of the starter Pokemon. You get like Squirtle, you get Charmander.
Oh
you
yeah,
get
Squirtle. Sorry,
Bulbasaur.
I know Squirtle as well.
Yeah, so those are like the
Bulbasaur.
starters. Like when you start, they're like, hey, pick one of these, and everybody gets to pick one. Well, in this, everything is randomized.
Right.
So, like the starters are randomized, their abilities are randomized, their stats are randomized. So it's like a slot machine. And then it also gets crazier because you can't use any heals that you don't pick up off the ground. Your opponent has a slightly higher level Pokemon than you. Once you die, you're dead. It's kind of like hardcore.
Yeah.
And you can only use one Pokemon, and you can only fight trainers. You can't fight other Pokemon. So it is.
And fighting other Pokemon is kind of like a way to grind levels and stuff, right?
Yeah. So you're not allowed to do that.
Oh my god.
So I'm at 2,800 runs. And
Jesus.
I have not beaten it yet, but I've gotten close a few times.
Right.
Yeah. So it's an experience, and I'm gonna keep going.
What are you gonna do when you beat it? Because you will probably beat it eventually, right? Like
the guy who invented the challenge took 8,000 runs to beat it.
Oh my god!
And I know a couple other people like Arix and Octopimp. They've beaten it, but once they beat it, they're like, all right, I can play other stuff. But I don't think I could do that. I think I would just want to keep going.
You'd want to just try it again, challenge yourself again.
Yeah,
do
with
it in
maybe
less
like
runs or something.
Yeah, like maybe with a worse Pokemon or something.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's essentially like Pokemon gambling, but you don't win.
So what got you into this in the first place? What was like the catalyst? Like you spoke to somebody and they told you about it?
It just became a thing last year with streamers. Like everybody was starting to do it, and then all my friends start doing it, and then you just be like, oh, well, I want to try it, and then before you know it, like everybody's playing it. But once some people beat it, some people just gave up. They're like, I don't care anymore. But I just kept going because I was like, dude, I love this.
It's just become part of your life now.
Yeah, like it's just part of my life. So it's fun because I let viewers pick the Pokeballs if they resub or sub or gift subs or bits or whatever. So that's kind of fun because I'm always like, listen, if you sub or resub or do any of these things, you get to pick it, but you're gonna lose. Like I tell them, it's pay to lose. It's not even pay to win.
Jesus.
Because
I like how you've I like how you've sort of like integrated it into your stuff as well. Like you've made it interactive.
Yeah, I think that's what
cool.
streaming kind of should be. Like any way you can make it kind of fun and interactive.
I know it should be, but man, I often just ignore chat, and I might as well just be sitting in this garage all by myself, just gaming. You know, like that's how I approach it, rightly or wrongly. Like you know, I just figure.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the game too. Like some games, I just sit there like and then other games, it's more like I want to be interactive.
Yeah, I get that for sure. Some games lend themselves so well to being interactive as well, right?
Yeah.
Like I've been playing RimWorld recently, and there's a Twitch integration mod that you can get. And it just monitors your Twitch chat, and people who are actively chatting, it'll grab their name and just apply it to like an animal or a colonist or whatever.
Oh
yeah. Know? So like sometimes you get raided by 6 Neanderthals, and they're all named after people in chat.
Yeah,
it's kind of fun when they're chatting, like in chat, that what they're saying appears above like the in-game character, like in a little speech bubble. So people RP and stuff. It's really good. It's really nice, actually. It's fun. It's like just a little bit interactive, but not like intrusive. With it sort of thing. So
I like that.
It's good.
It's like when I would play Civ or something, I would let people that like donate or whatever like name a city, as long as it wasn't like Wienerville or something. But maybe.
Yeah, well, I mean, come on, you can't just discount Wienerville. Sometimes, imagine you got like all the hardest achievements done in the whole game, and the accolade was against your civilization called Wienerville.
Mm-hmm. That's very. I mean, I'm being a little too harsh, I think.
Yeah.
Have you played that new Civ type game? It's like the Wonders or whatever.
Age of Wonders.
Age of Wonders, yeah.
I did a hashtag ad for it. Recently, and I enjoyed it actually. I know people are like, oh, he's getting paid, he's got to say he likes it or whatever. But that I genuinely thought was pretty good. Like it's a game that is neat enough, and it's not too hard to play or get into, but it has depth and would be hard to master, but probably enjoyable. You can probably do like a lot of challenges and stuff like that. It's cool. There's a lot of neat little mechanics and stuff. Yeah, it was fun. Did you play it, or are you thinking of playing it?
No, I was thinking because I asked Jesse. I was like, Jesse, you want to play this? This seems like a fun game for like me and him to like play together. And he was like, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
So
no, it was good. Yeah, I enjoyed it when I played it.
Yeah, that's another thing too, is like doing sponsorships, because obviously you gotta do your sponsorships. It's just the most money I think people make in this industry is just from sponsorships.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like the day-to-day stuff, which is pretty good, but sponsorship really kind of like pushes it up and above, right?
Yeah, like there's a reason so many people are doing them. Every video you watch is sponsored by HelloFresh or whatever.
Yeah,
like
no, it is for sure. It's good money, and it's nice when you get a sponsorship for something that you like as well, right?
Yeah,
like that's the dream. You get a sponsorship for a game that you're already into or playing or whatever. It's great, because then you don't even really need to try hard to sell it. Like you're enjoying it. It's fine.
Yeah, like I did that with Total Warhammer and stuff, where I like Warhammer. It was fun. Yeah,
for sure. You get a couple of duds sometimes, because like it is a little bit. Sometimes if it's a game that you haven't played, or it's a new game that you wouldn't have been able to play, and you think it looks pretty good. But then you're kind of stuck in the sponsorship, and you're like, oh, I don't know if this is very good. But you know, you're just trying to show a game to people.
Yeah. So they can make their own choice too.
They can make their own choice. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I know. I've had some fun ones, but there have been some somewhere I'm looking at the clock like, all right, we got another 45 minutes.
I don't know how much Raid Shadow Legends I can withstand. I've never done a Raid Shadow Legends. I've been offered a couple of times, but
I haven't either. I've pretty much always, out of all the sponsorships, I was like, I don't think I'd ever do a Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah, I politely turn them down. It's not a game that I play, and you know what I mean? It's just like, I think enough people do sponsorships on it as well. It's not that I hate the game. Yeah. I just don't really play it, and
it's kind of become a meme at this point too.
It kind of has as well, yeah.
Like anytime anyone talks about a sponsorship and they're kind of making fun of it, like making fun, they're just like, oh, it's a Raid Shadow Legends. Like they just that's it.
Yeah. I love getting sponsorships for like games like within genres that I tend to play as well.
Yeah.
You know, like I get a sponsorship for like a city building game or like colony management or something like that. I love those ones because it's, you know, normally they're games that I'm just going to pick up and play anyway, right? So it's just easy.
No, I agree with that. Like I've had somewhere like Guild Wars 2. I was like, dude, I love Guild Wars 2. I'll do that.
God,
or like I said, Warhammer. Or even like some like indie ones that were fun. Like I remember I played just the other month, it was Potion Tycoon, and you just like like that was really fun. So I was like, dude, that was great. So I'm like, yo, I like genuinely enjoy this game, and I think you can tell when I'm genuinely enjoying it. Yeah. Versus, you know, some let's call the game Korean Battle Royale. And let's say the servers were not great. And I played like, it hit the point where like I'd wait for a game for so long. I was just like building Warhammer miniatures on stream while I waited. And I was like, I mean, you know, we're just kind of waiting, everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's some of them.
You get a couple of duds for sure, but I mean, you're right though. It's good money, isn't it? You got to, and it, you know, it's a job, and there are aspects of it that you kind of have to treat as a job or whatever. And you know, I think everybody likes to earn money. And,
there's no way.
They kind of need to earn money as well, depending.
I don't believe it.
No, I mean.
Also, we're at 99%.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Look at that.
I think it's because I'm so meticulous. Like, if there was a level where you had to clean up after Dexter or whatever, I'd 100% that, no problem. I'd have the UV light out, you know, everything.
Right. I only watched the first season of Dexter, and I felt like that's all I needed to watch.
Honestly, every season was pretty much it was pretty formulaic.
Right.
Dexter, it was just like um, he would start off the season by catching a couple of lesser known degenerates and
Right.
then murdering them,
Yeah.
and then putting their severed bodies into garbage bags and then dropping them in the Bay of Miami. There's a
Oh.
bay in Miami, I think.
Yeah, I think I
Anyway,
remember Miami being the place.
yeah, so that's where all the bodies went. And then he would do this for a couple of episodes, and then he would start to realize that actually there's another serial killer out there that he had to deal with. And then he'd spend the rest of the season sort of tracking that serial killer down,
Mm.
and then dismembering them and putting them in a garbage bag and then putting them into the Bay of Miami. But then his family and stuff would sort of interfere a little bit and stuff as well. Like he had a sister and he had a girlfriend.
Yeah.
He eventually had a kid.
Oh.
And then I stopped watching. Not because he had a kid or anything. I just, 3 or 4 seasons was enough for me.
Yeah. Once you're the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
You're like, I get it.
It was, yeah. And it was good. While it lasted, it was pretty good. But I just got kind of sick of it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I've been watching Succession. Have you seen that?
No, what's that?
It's like the Rupert Murdoch family tribute.
Oh,
it's
I see.
HBO series.
Yeah.
With about like this, multi-billionaire owns like a news corporation and a bunch of other sort of toxic assets, but he's got 3 kids that are just kind of waiting for him to die so that they can all take over.
Oh, yeah.
And they're just constantly like backstabbing each other and trying to get him arrested and whatnot. But it's had 4 seasons, but the 4th season is currently airing and it's the last season.
Is it it's kind of like Game of Thrones, but like, is it real? It's like, Rupert Murdoch.
No, it's based loosely on Rupert
okay.
Murdoch, right? So it's kind of like it's fiction, but it's good. And I think one thing I like about it is that there's an end to it. That's not just going to drag on for seasons and seasons and seasons. It'll end. And so far season 4 has been really good. And and it's nice to know that the series will just end after this season as well, because there's a million TV shows to watch.
Oh yeah.
Like I can't be watching 8-9 seasons of the same one. You can't do it.
No, it's I'm mainly a sports person, so I watch a lot of sports. But at the same time, I'll sometimes watch shows. But that's part of the reason. Like with sports, I'm like, I'm gonna watch this sports game. It's like 2 hours, and I'm like, all right, I'm good. Like that's my TV for the day. But then with shows, it's like they make you binge. Like you got another one and another one and another one. You're just there's so many and so much time, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Do you do you avidly watch sports? Like, do you pay attention the whole time you're watching a sports game, or is it just kind of on in the background? You can just do other things, and it's like a comfort thing.
A little of both. I'd say it depends on the sport too. Usually with like football, like American football, I'm watching the whole thing. Depending on how if they're up by like 30 points, then I don't care. But like basketball, I go a little on and off. Like hockey, a little on and off. Usually once it gets toward like the end, like the final like 6 minutes, then I'm like, all right, now I'm hooked in. And then baseball is probably the most like you do something, you look up, you do something else. Like it's the slowest one.
Oh man, what's your favorite one then? Like out of all of them, are you like a football guy?
Yeah, football is probably my big thing. I actually do a football podcast.
Nice.
With some of the Northern Lion people. It's
Bear and Alpaca.
Yeah, no, it's me, Bear, Alpaca Patrol, Sinvicta, and then Dumb Dog.
Dumb Dog's in it as well. Nice.
Yeah, so it's us, and then Dumb Dog's a Steelers fan. Alpaca Patrol, he's a Jets fan. Bear was a Patriots fan. Now he's more of just a football fan because Tom Brady left. And then Sinvicta's a Buccaneers fan. So
Buccaneers. Steelers.
Yeah, and then I'm a Packers fan.
Packers. So Packers. Okay, I'll see if I can get all of these.
All right.
Packers are Green Bay, or
Correct.
at least were.
Yep.
The Steelers are Pittsburgh.
Yep.
The Buccaneers. I want to say Kansas City, but I don't know if
that's the
that's
Chiefs.
Right. Chiefs. Okay. Buccaneers. Then I'm not sure then. And what was the other one?
Patriots.
Patriots is New England.
Yep. And then Jets.
And it was New Jersey, right? Or was that hockey?
That's the Devils or New Jersey in hockey. But the Jets
the...
they're well actually yeah, you're kind of right. They're New York Jets, but they're located like near New Jersey.
Okay. All right, okay. New York Jets, New Jersey. The Jets is the Larry David team, right?
I think so, yeah.
He likes the Jets or loves to complain about the Jets.
Yeah, it's kind of fun because what's his Alpaca Patrol, he's been a Jets fan and they've just been terrible. Like every year they're awful. And so every season we're like having fun being like, oh man, our team might go to the playoffs this year. And he's like, yeah, our season's over. It's week 2, you know? But now the Packers just traded Aaron Rodgers to the Jets. So he's like, you know, like one of the best quarterbacks ever. And now
really?
Yeah, so he's going to the Jets now. But the thing is, he's like 40. So like we had our time with him and he was going to retire.
That's pretty old for any sports, right?
But
it's a young man's game for sure.
The Jets are so bad, and they've had no good quarterbacks since like the 70s that they were like, please, we need anything. So we literally traded him to the Jets. So he's still going to be better than whatever they have. And I'm kind of excited because I get to watch him after watching him for so long, be on like Rob's team.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's going to be a fun like podcast year for us, like watching all that.
Nice.
Yeah.
What are like if I know my knowledge is old. Some of it still stands up because some of the teams haven't changed owners or cities or whatever. But most of my knowledge of North American sports is kind of like late 80s, early to mid 90s.
Right.
Like when I was becoming a teenager, and then when I was fully a teenager.
Yeah.
I used to watch some sports, okay? But quarterbacks for me at the time, and I don't know if these people have gone into like legendary status or nobody cares or whatever. I remember Joe Montana was pretty big time.
Yeah, he's still pretty big. He's still good. One of the best.
Still, one of the best ever.
Yep. Still one of the best.
Brett Favre.
Oh yeah, good old Brett Favre.
Is he even a quarterback? Because I remember the name, but I'm not sure if he was actually quarterback.
let me tell you about Brett Favre. So he was the quarterback of the Packers. I watched him growing up because I was a Packers fan.
Right.
And so he was obviously good. And then in 2007 was his last year with the Packers. And funnily enough, Aaron Rodgers, the guy I just talked about, took over. So I've literally just watched 2 quarterbacks my whole life with the Packers. And so he went to the Jets, which was funny because now everyone's joking about it like they just take the old washed up Packer quarterbacks once they're done in Green Bay.
Nice.
But Brett Favre then went to the Jets, then he went to the Vikings, then he retired. But now Brett Favre is kind of a shitty guy. He conned some school over like volleyball court money and like wanted to pay for his daughter's like college volleyball court, some like dumb thing where he took money. And then he sent a dick pic to some Jets cheerleader back in the day. There's a lot, so he's kind of shitty.
So is he? Would you say he's like canceled, shitty, or like not quite canceled?
He's kind of canceled, but he's also just some like old Mississippi man. So like I don't think he cares.
Right. Okay.
But at the same time, like you know, you probably don't want to like be like, oh, he's one of my favorites.
Right. Okay. I mean, I remember the name, but like you know, I lost. I mean, it's the same with like Chris Benoit. Like I used to watch some wrestling, and then I found out like 3 years ago that you know he killed his family. Stuff. But you know, I mean, there was like a big gap in my knowledge, sort of thing. I just didn't know. You know. Yeah.
No, that's fair enough. I think a lot of people just don't know. Yeah. Especially if you're not keeping up with everything.
No. Yeah. Exactly. So, what about Joe Montana? The guy that you mentioned that Bear liked.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, was he also a quarterback? I remember the
Yep.
name, but I don't know if it like a legendary one or not so
Oh
much.
yeah, like some people say the greatest ever. But
Really?
I wouldn't say that. A little controversial opinion because he won the most Super Bowls. He won 6 Super Bowls.
Right.
So that's the most. I would say he's like the best like game managing quarterback, and like he would always like just know the smart guy to throw to, like do the little short pass. He never did like the crazy like 50-yard bombs constantly. Like he can do it, but he wouldn't do it as much as some of the other guys. But in
Right,
terms of
okay.
like just winning quarterbacks, he was probably the best one.
Okay, and the next one, and don't laugh
All
because
right.
again, I don't know, but the name Dan Marino comes to mind. I don't
Oh
know if
yeah,
is that a quarterback?
that is a
Is that even a
quarterback.
football? Is it a football player? I
Miami
feel like he
Dolphins.
played for the Miami Dolphins. Yeah.
Yep, you got it right. He is also a really good quarterback. He never won a Super Bowl though, so people are just like, he never won one.
So
You
they're
know,
not sweet on
that's
him. They
yeah.
just
Like
think.
he was really like if he would have won a Super Bowl, they'd probably be like, oh, he's one of the best quarterbacks. But because he didn't, everyone's always just kind of like, he was really good, but he never
Man,
won a Super Bowl.
it's a shame, eh? I remember baseball as well when I was young. I remember Jose Canseco being, a
Oh
big
yeah,
name, but now he's had some controversy as well, right?
yeah. He had a
Jose,
big like steroid. He wrote a book on steroid stuff, like calling guys out.
right?
So a lot of
But
people
he
hated him for that.
himself. Oh, right, okay. But was he himself also
Oh
on
yeah,
the
he was
roids as
roided
well?
out.
Roided
He
up
was
to the
roided
gills.
out. Yeah,
He was
that's why
just
he
so
was.
overloaded with the roids.
That's why he wrote the book being like, yo, I was roided out and these guys were too, and they were just like, yo, what the fuck, man? Like, what?
Don't tell
Don't tell
everybody
everybody.
about my roids.
But here's the thing, like baseball in the '90s with steroids, that was fun. Like
Yeah,
everybody was hitting home runs, they're going crazy. Like
yeah.
everybody kind of knew it, right?
They had
Like
to
you look
clamp
at
down
them,
on all that.
yeah, they had to
Can't-
clamp down, but I
yeah.
mean, you looked at Barry Bonds back then when he was like first starting. He looked like he was the size of me. He was like a stick, and then by the end, he was like a monster. And I'm like, that just doesn't happen overnight. Like he was juicing up.
Barry Bonds. I remember the name. The name rings a bell, but
Yeah.
I don't know who the hell he played for. My baseball, when I did watch baseball, I really liked the Toronto Blue Jays. I liked
Oh
the
yeah.
Toronto Blue Jays during their big consecutive World Series period. Like
Yeah.
they were a pretty big deal, like in Canada, obviously.
Yeah.
But like I remember even my grandparents used to watch. And they weren't even really into sports, but when the Blue Jays were playing and winning, like, man, everybody's glued.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
like Joe Carter and like Mookie Wilson and Kelly Gruber and all those guys. I don't know if you remember any of them, but
uh
they had a team. Yeah, I mean they were pretty good.
that's usually what happens is like a team gets really good and they're like highly competitive, and then after a bit they just fall apart, and then
Yeah,
people either stop caring or they like keep being a fan, but they're like, God, this is this is terrible now. Like they go into last place. It was kind of like that with
yeah,
the Cubs. Like the Cubs were always bad, and then like 6 or 7 years ago they finally won the World Series. But now
oh
because
man.
they won it, everyone's like, well, they got to keep winning now. Like people get used to winning, and then you get mad when they're
Well,
not
yeah.
winning.
Well, you guys would have had that with the Bulls in the '90s as
Oh
well,
yeah.
right? Like it was just you guys must have been just losing your minds all the time, right? It was just
Yeah, it was great. I remember watching the last season of Michael Jordan, and I was like 9 years old. And
yeah.
so I remember I was like my first year really watching basketball. It was like the end of the Michael Jordan playoffs, and I was like, dude, this is so fun. I'm gonna watch next year. And then the next year was just Michael Jordan left, and it was like the worst team. And I was like,
Well,
oh,
yeah, because they kind of set it up like that, right?
yeah,
Because they needed to like whatever, like reboot or whatever. 'Cause
yeah,
they knew that they knew Jordan was leaving and Pippen was leaving and a bunch. They just weren't gonna have like the juice that they had, sort of thing.
yeah. So they had to
Um,
do it. So, but
yeah,
it just sucked that it was right when I was like really about to get
getting
into
into
it.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, that
So,
sucks.
yeah, and then hockey is kind of the same. Like the Blackhawks here in Chicago are really good. They won like 3 Stanley Cups, and then
Really?
yeah. So it was like from 2010, I think it was 2010, 2012, and like 2014, they won the Stanley Cups, and then they'd still be competitive, but then they got older and the team traded guys away and everything, and now they're bad. But now they just got the top draft pick for some guy that's supposed to be like the next Wayne Gretzky. So
really,
yeah, so that's pretty crazy.
The second coming. Well, there's probably been a couple of.
Yeah, there's been a couple, but
there's probably like pretenders to the crown, right?
Yeah,
Gretzky's got to still be one of the all-time greats.
Yeah, he still is. He still definitely is. But anytime you can get a guy where they're comparing him to him, that's like, all right, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I guess. Jesus.
Yeah.
I used to love watching sports when I was a kid. I don't know why I sort of gravitated away from it. I think I just got into other things. Like I got into like music and video games and stuff like that. And I play sports video games. Like I remember I had NHL 94 on my Super Nintendo, and you could do that ring around the net trick every time to get a goal and stuff. Like I used to play them, but then I just kind of gravitated out of playing those. Well, I used to play all the Madden games as well.
Yeah, no, I did too.
Tecmo Super Bowl and all those games too. Those are great.
I love sports games. I'm like a sports nerd. Like I just know too much about sports, and I don't know. I just enjoy it.
Does it ever ruin your enjoyment of games and stuff, knowing as much as you know about the sports, or not at all? Just like,
I think
it adds to it.
It adds to it, if anything, because even if I'm like watching sports with other people, I can just bring up, random facts or like tell them things. It's only annoying if it's like you're watching with somebody that just doesn't know what they're talking about and they're still just getting mad. Like, why is Johnson running the ball up the middle? He's dumb. And then I'm like, well, they're running up the middle because the defense is playing a 4-3 with blitzers in the gap, so there's no holes. So generally, it is a dumb run play, but, he's got nowhere to go. And they're just like, why is he doing it? I'm like, okay. Like,
just Barney from The Simpsons.
Like, I just know too much about schemes and, like, the ways like, I literally do a podcast every week about football. So when it comes to that, you just know too much. So it can be a little, like, douchey sounding when you're just like, oh, well, they're running the fucking defensive coordinator scheme who used to be with the Lions but got fired, and then he went over here and he's running a different scheme. And you're just like, okay, like, they probably don't care. But at the same time, if you're going to just shout out, like, dumb opinions, I'm going to be like, well, this is why your opinion's dumb, because here you go. And then there's like a...
Man, I don't know if you've watched much Saturday Night Live in your life, but I always remember this one skit, and it was Saturday Night Live around the time of like all the OJ stuff. And because he was like, a football commentator, and he was a pro football player before he went into commentating stuff.
He was with the Bills.
There's this skit where he was describing a play, like they probably still do it now, but like that you'd have a screen of the field and then they would be able to like draw, like where people were going and stuff like that. Yeah. And he was explaining this play in great detail about how, this guy was going to go out to the left and this guy's going to go long or whatever. And he's drawing like all these lines of where they're going. And then after he's all done, everything that he's written on the screen spells out "I did it." It was so good. It was so funny.
Yeah, old Saturday Night Live used to have a lot of good stuff.
Oh man, yeah, I always remember that skit being very funny.
Yeah, in fact, John Madden did a lot of that. The drawing.
That's right. Yeah. I remember some of that.
Yeah.
Wooden trim I cannot find, by the way, and railing I think is in the front, right? Railing.
Yeah. I was trying to figure that out. Like we've just been kind of washing nothing, hoping we like get it. So I'm like,
okay, I found the railing.
Okay.
But the wooden trim is elusive for sure. I don't know where it is. Okay. Yeah, railing's done.
There you go. Yeah, wooden trim. It's got to be
it's like these corner bits here.
Yeah, like here. Yeah. Oh, these. Okay.
Yeah. You just gotta like mouse over each one and find the one that's missing like one little sliver.
All right, you just kind of walk around here. Yeah, I remember Saturday Night Live. I used to watch like some of it. They had like Chris Farley and everybody back then.
Yeah, God, that's got to be peak Saturday Night Live. I know people talk about it a lot, but Adam Sandler, David Spade, Chris Farley, Norm Macdonald, like Kevin Nealon was doing. Well, Norm Macdonald used to do. You got it.
Yeah.
Nice. But yeah, no, it was great. Like Chris Rock was on Saturday Night Live around
Oh
that
yeah.
time as well,
Mm-hmm.
and oh, it was good. I remember being fairly young and staying up until 11:30 to watch it, and that was a big deal. You know, like you'd stay up, you'd watch it, like on Saturday night, and then on Monday when you went back to school, everybody would just be parroting like the funnier bits or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was really good sometimes too if they had like a good band, like
Oh yeah,
especially in
that's
the
right.
90s, you had
Mm-hmm.
lots of big bands. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, you picked the shoe house just because you had
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
it's a nice one.
yeah. No, yeah, it was like a big thing to be on Saturday Night Live, and now it's just because of the internet and everything. It's just kind of not
Yeah,
that
it's
anymore.
probably it's got to be not it's probably not what it was, right? Like,
Yeah.
it probably hasn't been for a long time. I'm surprised
Yeah.
it's still going. Jesus.
Yeah. I remember they did the cheeseburger skit. I don't remember that.
No, what's it?
It was like some skit where they're in Chicago and the guy keeps being like cheeseburger, cheeseburger. It's like a big thing, and so there's like some place in Chicago. I don't remember what it's called, but they're like, oh, we're the place from Saturday Night Live, and so I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So we went and ate there one day when we were downtown, and it wasn't good.
Like at all? What, like just a bit rubbery?
It was
no
just
taste?
like a really thin hamburger patty
Bad
with
cheese?
like a big bun. Like it was like Subway tier bread where it's just all bread.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I was like, this is sad. Like
So
I would have rather
the
just made my
whole
own.
thing was that we were on Saturday Night Live, but they didn't have anything to back it up.
Yeah, pretty much. So it was pretty obvious they like kept going off that Saturday Night Live fame.
Yeah.
And
I
not
remember
quality.
I think Chris Farley was one of the guys in it at one point as well, but the
Yeah.
whole like the Bears.
Oh yeah, he was.
That was the famous sports sketch, wasn't it?
Yeah, the sports one. That's where they did the Ditka. He's
Yeah,
just like
Ditka, Mike
Hurricane
Ditka,
Ditka.
Yeah.
He's like, who would win in a fight, Ditka or Hurricane Ditka? And there's like, oh,
I think one of them was Mike Myers as well.
Yeah, I think it
one of
was.
the guys. It was kind of hard to tell who it was because they all had sunglasses and
Yeah.
mustaches and stuff. But
Yeah,
it's such a weird sketch, isn't it? Like it's
Yeah.
funny. Like you look back on it and it's funny, but man, who thought that up? Like you have to be specifically a sports fan,
Yeah.
probably specifically from Chicago. Like,
Yeah.
like it doesn't seem like the kind of sketch that would really, make the grade, but
Yeah.
I guess they probably had
Well-
tons of sketches like that.
as somebody who lives in Chicago, there are some people like that.
Yeah.
Like straight, it's not even a stereotype. There are some. Like I remember I went to a hockey game one time, and there were these two, like they call them meatballs. These two big meatball men, and the one was walking back with his beer, and the other guy was like right behind him, and he accidentally spilled some of the beer onto like this woman and her kid.
Right.
And he was like, geez, that'll come out in the wash. She was just so mad. I mean, I would be mad too if someone just like did
Well,
that.
yeah. Jesus
And then
Christ.
the same guys while watching the game, he kept being like, hit him below the belt. Hit him below the belt. And I was like, what the hell does that even mean? He wants to like hit him in the groin? Like, I don't know what he was talking about. Like, I don't know, but
man.
they were characters. It was straight up like a Saturday Night Live character.
Man, oh man. I guess it's got to be based on something, right?
Yeah.
Like, whoever came up with the thing, but
Yeah.
I always remember that one. It's pretty good.
It's kind of like,
It's like one of the classic era sort of sketches, right? Like,
Yeah.
you remember?
wasn't Wayne's World on there
Yeah.
first, or was it? I don't remember.
It
if
was,
that
yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it started as a sketch and then they made it into a movie somehow.
Yeah, and the movie was pretty good.
Yeah, they were good. They were big movies at the time for sure.
Yeah.
It's good. Mike Myers sort of at one point just seemed to be in everything, right?
Yeah.
Now, you don't really see him so much now. It's like
Made all
Austin
his money.
Powers. Yeah, he just made his money.
Yeah.
He had that Netflix thing. I can't remember what it's called, but apparently it wasn't very good.
Oh.
More recently, I think he played like every character in the show or whatever.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Typical Mike Myers fashion, I guess. But I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's trying to.
I don't know. I say that, but I guess he was the voice for Donkey, or not Donkey, for Shrek.
Shrek.
In
Oh,
Shrek,
yeah.
right?
That's
yeah,
true.
So
he's probably done some voice acting stuff.
he's probably done a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you do all those things like Wayne's World and Saturday Night Live and Shrek, like, you're probably good. You're probably well off enough. You know.
He was also the Cat in the Hat. If you ever saw that.
Oh yeah, that's right. I heard that movie was bad.
Yeah, I couldn't really get through much of it. My kids had it on, and I fell asleep like maybe 10 minutes in. Like,
yeah, that's not good.
Usually a pretty bad sign. I took them to see the Super Mario Brothers movie, though.
Oh yeah, I saw
it. I didn't fall asleep.
It was a fun movie.
It was all right. Yeah, I didn't mind it at all.
I went into it thinking it was going to be like a really bad video game movie, but it was just like a fun movie.
It was all right. Yeah, I didn't hate it. So that's usually pretty good, right?
Yeah, I think
it's had a lot of criticism and discussion about it on the internet, as you can imagine.
No way.
Yeah, I know. Just of all the places, you know, you wouldn't think, but here we are.
I think the only thing I didn't like was Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong.
I didn't even realize that he was the voice of Donkey Kong.
Yeah. No, it didn't feel like Donkey Kong to me. He felt kind of like, whoa, Donkey Kong. And I was like, that's not what I see Donkey Kong as. I don't know.
No. Do you think, do you have like any recommendations for maybe somebody that could have done it better?
Maybe, I think I just wanted a bit more of a like serious Donkey Kong. I think they were going for like the goofy Donkey Kong, but like, I don't know, just a bit of a deeper voice, bit more like Donkey Kong. Like I want to be more like a grunt type guy and less of a like whoa. It just felt like it was Seth Rogen. Like it was just Seth Rogen. Like I wasn't even watching Donkey Kong.
It was just Seth Rogen being Seth Rogen.
Yeah, exactly. And I would have rather just somebody else. Like everybody else was actually really good. Jack Black. I guess Jack Black was a little bit, you know, himself as Bowser, but like it fit pretty well.
Yeah,
and,
I thought he did pretty good as Bowser actually. It was an all right movie. I think it's had like massive box office success, right? It's like didn't it make like $1 billion or something like that?
It probably did. Yeah, I know. My friend's kids saw it like 3 times or something.
Jeez.
They were low. I mean, they're also like 7. So, you know, they're just like, they saw it like a birthday party. They saw it at something else. I don't remember. We were playing our like Warhammer game, and they kept being like, we saw Mario again. And he was like, oh, that's cool.
Oh man, I tried. I showed my kids the movie The Nutty Professor from 1996.
Oh yeah, I remember the Eddie Murphy.
The Eddie Murphy one. Yeah, and you know, my memories of it were like, it was funny. I would have seen it when I was like, 16 years old or whatever, and I remember it being like, fairly funny. Pretty innocent and stuff. So I thought, man, my kids will probably like this. It's a pretty funny idea for a movie or whatever. Yeah. Like, I'll put it on for them on this beautiful Sunday morning, and they can watch it. And it was all going fine. And then there's that bit where Dave Chappelle is the stand-up comedian, and he makes the joke about who's sucking whose titties. And I just kind of had to. My kids kind of looked over at me. I was like, yeah, well, I don't remember that part. It was a moment for sure. Good.
Yeah, that's some classic like 90s. Yeah. They would do that in the 90s. I feel like nowadays you can't do that.
Yeah. I just there's bits that I don't remember, and my whole memory of it was that it was a fairly innocent, pretty funny movie. And the first time he transforms into like the thinner version after he takes like the potion or whatever. Oh yeah. And he's doing the dance about how he can finally see his dick again, which was also like, my son's 11, right? So he was really laughing a lot. But my daughter's only 7. And I don't think she really understood what the hell was going on. It was pretty funny.
It's probably better that way.
Yeah.
It's kids are crazy, man. I remember because like I keep seeing my friends' kids who are like 7 and like 5 or something, and they'll just like do like weird, like they'll just like run into like they made a tent on like 2 chairs, and they're like sitting in there, but they just like kept laughing. And then my friend, he was like, "What are you guys doing in there?" And they were just like, "None of your business." They like kept saying that over and over.
Yeah.
And like, but they were like dying laughing from that. And I was like, dude, I wish my sense of humor was still like that. You know?
Oh man, they laugh at like the dumbest stuff though.
Yeah.
Like it'd be fine for a couple of minutes if your sense of humor is still like that, but it's like worse than Beavis and Butthead. You know,
Yeah.
like I don't know what the heck they're laughing at or doing half the time. You know what I mean? Like
it's like Beavis.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it is like that a lot. Like sometimes, like you know, I'll hear them playing or they're doing something, and they'll just kind of almost melt down into this weird Beavis and Butthead mode. You can like pinpoint exactly when it happens as well.
Yeah.
They're just like they're almost delirious with like half laughing. It's odd. It is really weird. It is a thing that kids do though, for sure.
There are some adults still like that as well.
Yes.
Like they haven't progressed past that phase of life, which you know it's fine, whatever. But it's I don't know. I don't understand it.
No. I mean, I don't understand it, but I feel like I am that sometimes, you know.
Yeah,
I think we all have a bit of Beavis and Butthead in us, you know.
Yeah, I agree. You know, I think we're all kids at some point, and so you still have some. It's like action figures and everything. Like I'd still enjoy playing with action figures, but now I play with like my Warhammer miniature adult action figures essentially. But I'm still just like, yeah, here's my Lizardmen fighting the other. You know, you still got that part of your brain that just wants to, you know, kind of play imagination pretend, but like in a different way.
Do you paint miniatures? And if so, do you paint them yourself?
Yeah.
You're the painter?
Yeah, like I build them, I paint them, I play the game. So like I do it all.
Can I tell you something that might upset you? My friend Lewis from the Ogres, you probably know him.
I do.
He buys miniatures and occasionally paints them.
Right.
But also will pay somebody to paint them for him.
Oh yeah.
Is this a thing that you would ever consider doing, or is that like, no way, I would never do that?
It depends, because like I play the game a lot.
I paint my own models.
Well, I paint most of them, but some of them I've bought from other people. But even then, usually I'll like paint over them with my own style a lot of times. It just depends. Right. But like a lot of people just play the game. They just don't want to paint, so they'll buy fully painted armies and stuff like that.
Yeah. I feel like I would be more of not so much playing the game, but I would really enjoy painting.
Yeah, no, it's
painting and some assembly as well, maybe.
Yeah, I kind of go in 2 modes. Sometimes I build just a bunch of stuff, and then other times I just feel like painting. It's very like therapeutic. Like you just sit there, just kind of paint. You can put on like a stream or music or whatever you want, or a show, and you just kind of chill and just paint and like focus on it.
Or a sports game.
Yeah, you can put on a sports game. I put on, you know, literally whatever I feel like watching, then just kind of chill out.
Chill out, do some painting.
Yeah, and then like the actual game ends up, for me, it's kind of like any League of Legends, Dota type of thing.
Yeah.
Where it just, I enjoy playing it. I play with friends. Usually we play like once a week. We have like 3 of us or 4 of us that meet up, and we'll just play a big like 2v2 game, which is fun. But you know, it's like a social interact instead of sitting on the computer. Actually,
of course,
going to someone's house and like playing with our toys essentially.
No, I mean, I get it. I would do something like that if I wasn't so old and crotchety and just so time poor as well, with having so many kids and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like it's so hard to motivate yourself to do anything other than what you're used to, you know, just sitting around on your computer or whatever. Like when you're busy like that, it's so easy to become like really complacent with the stuff you just normally do, you know?
Yeah, which I think that's why my one friend really enjoys playing with us. He's like 40, and he's the one with
Yeah.
the kids, and so we play at his
Yeah,
house, and it's always like you can tell this is like his time to just chill out with like friends and like play with his Warhammer, because then his wife is just yelling nonstop. Like we'll just be down there playing when you hear like, "Do your homework. What are you doing? Who you locked?" And then she like comes down. She's like, he locked his brother in the closet.
Yeah.
And then he's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, geez, I gotta be right back.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Oh man, you guys need to rent like like a storage container or something like that that has a light and a table in it, and that's
yeah.
where you can play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you need a safe place for that, Dad. You gotta take him to a safe place where he can concentrate on his gaming.
That's true,
And
but he
not-
does have like snacks. And like just it's a cozy environment, so I do like that aspect of it. Plus, it's kind of fun to see what his kids have done, like what they've destroyed, what they're doing now, who's yelling at who.
Do they ever wreck any of his Warhammers?
That's what I thought, but he said they haven't, so that's at least good. I think they realize that's like his off limits stuff.
Yeah, he'll just go nuclear if they do it.
Yeah, no, he'll go crazy.
Oh,
No, he wouldn't do that, but it's still fun. It's like a nice thing where, again, it's like a real life get away from the computer thing to do. So
Yeah,
and that's kind of what I was looking for ever since a few years ago. So it's been nice to have that.
I got this the stub. I got the stub nubby gun out for this bit.
Oh yeah, I got under the roof here.
Up close and personal.
That was,
God, this game is so satisfying, eh?
It really is. Like every time I play it, I'm like, this really is just like satisfying watching everything slowly become clean. Which I guess is kind of like real life cleaning as well. Like whenever we clean the house, we're like, dude, this is really nice having it all be clean.
It is, but it's such a mental hurdle, isn't it? Like,
Yeah,
to get around to doing it.
it is. It's
Like,
always
the thought
like
of it. I hate it, but once I'm doing it and it's done, I'm always happy that I've done it.
yeah. It's one thing I read called the 5-minute rule or something like that, which is if you just tell yourself to do something for 5 minutes, that's all you need. Like if you're like, you know what, I'm gonna exercise for 5 minutes. Sometimes once you get going, that's all you need, and then you go for like an hour. Or like I'm gonna clean for 5 minutes, and then before you know it, it's been like an hour of cleaning. And you're like, wow, like that's like an actual psychological thing.
Yeah. I should do that more often, but I'm too lazy. I can't do it.
You can't even do the 5 minutes.
No, I can't even. I'm such a creature of habit, Like, I just do the same shit all the time.
I
I
kind of
don't
like
mind
that.
though. I don't mind being like that. I'm happy.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
No.
I like that. I like the routine. Just your everyday routine. I think there's like comfort in routine.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah. Some people, they don't like that. They just constantly want something different. They want like constant stimulation. It's like you don't need that. Sometimes you just gotta chill out.
Yeah, for sure. Oh. I'm hitting all the dings down here, by the way.
Oh yeah, a lot of dings.
I found some secret spots.
Oh yeah, I see that. Got like under there. Have you ever gone to a Renaissance fair?
No, I never have. I know of them though, obviously. Like they're pretty well documented.
Yeah.
In the online world.
Yeah. We didn't.
Have you been?
Yeah, we went. We started going a few years ago. We were just like, hey, check it out, and it was actually really fun. I will say that usually, you have a few alcoholic beverages. That makes it a lot more fun.
Meats,
ales. Yeah, they got meat and ale. Usually, I just go with your standard beer. I'm a big beer wine person. That's like what I drink, beer and wine.
But you have to be in character, right? So you can't really just be like, hey, 2 beers. You gotta like, you have to say, my fair maiden, please, can I try thy finest ale? Or you have to do like all that stuff, right? Or can you just?
You can just be normal, like they don't care. The people working there like that.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, so they'll
'Cause
be
it's
like, greetings, my lord. And then you're just like, yeah, 2 beers. And they're like, all right, we shall dine.
it's like so it's like they're trying to be immersive, but they don't
Yeah.
expect you to necessarily be.
Yeah, because there's too many people there. Like, some people are doing it. They're like cosplaying, dressed up, and they're walking around like that. But most people are just chilling, doing whatever.
Yeah.
Plus, even some people working there. Usually the older people, they're just like, yeah, what do you want? You're like, all right. But it's a fun time, you know, just walking around in the summer.
Yeah,
you know?
well, I mean, there's definitely that side of it, right? I think people just like to go walk around and look at stuff happening or whatever. You
People
don't necessarily
watch.
have to take part. Yeah.
Love people watching. You never know who you're gonna see.
Well, I guess especially at something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, it's fun. You do you drink like beer or wine or anything, or you don't drink?
I don't drink. I drink if I go out,
Right?
Like, which I don't tend to really do that much
Right?
anymore.
Yeah.
Like ever since COVID and then beyond, I'm just like completely out of the mode of even considering going out. You know what I mean? Like I've been to I went out for like dinner with like some friends because they were over.
Right.
The people that had moved away but then come back.
Yeah.
But even then I drove, so I didn't drink. But like, sometimes I drink cider if I drink.
Oh
like,
yeah, cider's good.
It's nice. Like it's just a bit lighter for me.
Yeah.
If I'm beer now, if I drink beer, I just get so tired. Like I'm ready for bed after like 1 or 2 beers.
Oh yeah.
Cider I can just about stay awake on, so it's not too bad.
No, that's I don't get how people drink like a lot of hard alcohol. Like I can't do that.
No.
Or I don't even really like. Some people, they're just like, oh yeah, go out drinking. But when they say that, they're like drinking like 15 drinks. You know what I mean? Like they're going crazy. Like I think the most
they're doing like Jaeger bombs and stuff.
Yeah. Like
I
don't get
one
that.
Jaeger bomb and I'm actually dead. Like you can phone the hearse.
It's
there's no coming back.
Jaeger's just like, it's literally just like licorice.
Yeah, I know it is,
syrup.
but I find it just hits you like so hard all of a sudden, you know, like
yeah, different alcohols hit you different. Like to me, like beer, I'll have like 1 beer and I'm just like good. It is a bit heavier, you know, it's more of like a carb heavy type of thing. And then wine's probably my favorite. I'm kind of a wine douche, primarily red wine.
Red wine. Don't you find like after you've had quite a bit of red wine that like your teeth goes like your teeth go like kind of like darker, you know? Like you ever look at people's mouths like after they've been drinking red wine like all night?
Yeah.
And they just look like they look like they've been eating tar or something like
yeah, well, you know, it helps hide the fact that you eat tar.
Gotta mask my tar eating addiction.
Yeah. I don't know. I like red wine. I'm not a big white wine person. I like really dry alcohol.
Right.
Unless it's like a cider, but that's like my summer. I'll have like a cider here or there.
Yeah, cider's nice. Nice, like if it's hot outside, sun's out and stuff.
Yeah.
Get a nice cold cider. Oh, yeah, that's nice.
But even then, like when I drink, I have like 1 or 2 drinks and I'm good. Like I never go more than that. But there's some people they go crazy. I'm just like even my one friend, like we'll go out and I have like a beer or 2, and he has like 2 giant things of beer, like 2 like liters.
Jeez.
And I'm just like, I don't know how you do that. Like I can't drink 2 liters of anything.
Yeah, no, beer, like I said, is just it knocks me out. I'm just like almost asleep. Like I just feel so heavy, you know, like I can't recover from it. I have one, and then if I'm like, say if you're at somebody's house like watching something and you have a beer and I'm on a couch or whatever, I'm for sure 100% falling asleep for a little bit, like just like a little nap, you know.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I think that's why wine's kind of my favorite. Although if I have too much like wine, like if I have more than 2 glasses of wine, I'll probably get a headache.
You get like a bit tipsy? Like do you like get a little bit tipsy and fruity when you have too much wine?
Well,
a bit loose.
I mean, you know, it's like anything, any alcohol.
I suppose,
thing.
yeah.
It's all kind of the same to me in terms of like you're getting the buzz. But that's all I really like. I like the buzz of it, and then I'm good. Some people
you
they
like
just
the initial buzz, yeah.
yeah, but
You
some
don't like
people
getting
they want
slaughtered.
Yeah, no, I've never like passed out from drinking or like
No, me
blacked out or
neither.
anything like that.
I've done a fair bit of drinking in my life, and I've never actually passed out from drinking.
Yeah.
I have had a couple of times where I couldn't feel my legs. One time, actually, with Dodger and Strippin.
Oh yeah.
We went to it was a Twitch party.
Mm-hmm.
I think it wasn't TwitchCon though. I think it was GamesCon in Germany.
Oh yeah.
And Twitch put on a party, and we went to it. And it was a really big rave at a warehouse,
Mm-hmm.
and but it was free drinks.
Oh
if
yeah.
if you were there, if you were invited to the Twitch party, and it was all Red Bull and vodka.
Oh, that's, yeah.
I had a bunch, and they didn't hit me at first. I was like, oh yeah,
Right.
whatever. You know, I was chatting to people, having a couple of drinks, and it didn't hit me. And then all of a sudden, it just hit me like a train, and I was just like, holy shit, I cannot feel my legs. I can't drink anymore. I gotta wait till it passes off. And so to help pass it off, I just raved for a bit. It was nice.
Yeah, doing it like any caffeine plus alcohol, that gets a little crazy.
Yeah. So I mean, that's probably my most recent. But that was like, I think it was like 8 years ago or something.
Yeah, I think the craziest I had was it was actually another convention. It was PAX South, and it was like me, Jesse, and some like two or three other people there. My wife was there. And then I think the girl he was dating and somebody else. And then we went to this place, and we were like, all right, it's this Mexican food place. We got margaritas. And then we were waiting for our food, but like they weren't coming to take the food order. So we were like already done with margaritas. And then they're like, oh, okay, we'll get you your food now. And then they gave us more margaritas. And so by the time the food came, I was like empty stomach, 2 margaritas. And I remember I went to the bathroom, and I like looked in the mirror, and I looked at my hands, and I was like, dude, I'm alive. Like I fully had that realization, and I think that was the most I've ever been intoxicated.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're missing just one wall. I don't know if you know where this wall is.
I don't. I've been trying to find it the last couple of minutes.
The gray walls are coming up as wall, but none of them seem to be dirty.
How do you see the thing? Is it tab or what is it?
If you press escape, it'll open up the list.
I see the list, but how do you make it like light up?
Oh, if you go to if you just point at something in the top left, it'll tell you like what it is. And see, there's like a blue line underneath.
Oh yeah, I see.
Yeah.
There's boot wall. Oh, that wall. I got you.
I don't know.
So it's that top wall.
Yeah, but I don't know if when I hover over them, they're all done.
What if we just kind of randomly spray it? It's got to work, right?
Spray it and hope for the best.
Yeah. Yeah, this is all kind of done. Whoa! There it is.
There you go.
Nice. Perfect. Look at that boot.
Congratulations. I think you broke the game. Look, it's not it says we're done.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's showing the boot get cleaned on my screen.
Oh, you're watching the replay. I don't get to see that.
Damn, that sucks.
Good job.
Yeah, good job. Well, that's we finished a project, did a whole nother project. That's pretty good.
Hell yeah.
So
I'm proud of us.
I'm proud of us too. I'm proud of us just finally playing since like November. That alone is a goal.
I know. We should not leave it so long next time, and maybe next time let's play some Sea of Thieves so we can do some fishing.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. We were talking earlier about Sea of Thieves. I think that would be a perfect game. Just kind of setting sail, on the open seas, looking for some fun fishing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a good one. I'm
down.
We can start calling we have to call it something else then, because then we're not power washing.
No, we can't call it the Power Hour. We could call it Crendor and Sips Set Sail for Fail. How about that?
That's a pretty good one. I don't know if the title's too long, but
Yeah, well, I mean, you can make an acronym out of it, right?
that's true. Yeah,
We'll think of something clever. Yeah.
yeah. If in the comments section you can also recommend some names, but if you want to like shorten that, but we'll probably end up just using that. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I'm sure they can come up with something better. We'll analyze.
Yeah,
we'll analyze the responses.
We'll break it down.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for joining me again, and
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'll put all your links in the description as per usual. And,
yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, I'll see you next time.
See you later.
See ya.
Bye.